Do you have notes? Can you get in presenter mode?
Yes.
That's your premiering on.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
You know where you're at?
Yeah, I think I know where I'm at.
Okay.
I'm here.
Oh, look at that. You colored it.
And then I'm here. I just wish I had a tissue or something.
Tissue?
Yeah. I don't know. It's no big deal, though.
Here. I think you're still on.
Oh, and then where's this guy?
I think it's not working.
It's not working.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Oh, hang on. I've got to go back to the beginning. Greg, did I tell you worst nightmare? No. Where's the mouse to get to the beginning of the slide? There we go. That would be better. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Should I go, Red? Okay. So first I want to say hello to my dad. He's in Texas and he's watching. Perfect. So, hey, Dad. I used to have a radio show in high school college actually, that was you could only hear it on the web, and my dad was my only listener ever. So, I had to say hello to him. So, my name is Emily Ryan, and this is my thesis project, Projected Affection. Projected Affection is an interactive window display that I developed for AC Gears, which is a high-end gadget shop over on 8th Street. The piece is actually unveiling the hidden world of AC Gears after dark, telling the story of unrequited love between the store's two window mannequins. This quote is actually from the guy who wrote Peter Pan, J.M. Barrie, and I really thought that it spoke a lot to what I was trying to translate in my piece. So basically the way that the piece comes out is through projected animations onto the mannequins. A little bit about myself. This is me in high school at my prom. I'm a graphic designer by trade as well as an event planner. I work for NYU. But I've always been interested in visual design as a tool for communicating ideas. And even in high school at this time, I led the decoration committee for the dances, and I built this large scenic piece and amazing watercolor backdrop. So it's always been something that I've been interested in. And fast forward to 2009 in the fall. I came to ITP. It was my first semester. I learned PComp, ICM, the whole bit. And during the winter break, I was like, I'm going to go check out, I hadn't lived in New York that long, and I was like, I want to go see these, the famous windows of all these stores at the holidays. And I went to Bloomingdale's, and I was like blown away because these gummy bears on the left, they actually like moved, and I think there was even sound. And then on the right, there was this video wall that projected, or that had, when you walk by, you could like see your face or whatever. And I was standing there and I was like, oh my God, that's so glittery and amazing, and I love over-the-top like glitz. And then I was like, oh my God, even more, I know how this works. Like, I knew that the bears were moving with servo motors and an Arduino microcontroller, and then I knew that the video wall was probably a Max patch and just a USB camera. And I was like, holy crap, like I know all this stuff. Like ITP's taught me so much. And I thought, I really think that I could design one of these and I could do a window display. And it was kind of crazy because in 2010, which was last fall, I entered a contest for H&M called Your Art Here. And the prize was actually to design a window display for H&M. And my piece, HMNYC, was chosen from nearly 900 entries. I basically had to pitch a project that showcased their product, and I highlighted H&M's branding style and actually chose colors and fonts that matched their logo, and I won. And I'm the winner. And so then I was given the task to design a 46-foot window display on Fifth Avenue. And it was crazy that less than a year after I was standing outside of Bloomingdale's, I was designing this holiday window for a New York City store, and I was like going nuts. Like, this was so crazy to me. I was given like 3.5 weeks and $15,000 to put this entire thing together. I was also told that I couldn't pay anyone to help me. So that's where ITP came into the scene. So this is the final iteration of HMNYC before we actually built it. It's an interactive installation that visualized a 16-foot skyline of New York City. There were 18 different monitors and dynamic user-generated content from Twitter, Flickr, and an in-store photo booth that we designed. I mean, the whole point of it was that I find New York City so often to be a place where there's just so much going on, and it's so hard to be present and to make, an impression on people. So I wanted people to be able to sort of make their mark. That was the theme that we came up with, and leave a photo or a funny tweet or something on this huge display in Times Square. It was at the H&M flagship store for 4 months, and it was pretty cool. This is just a schematic of all that went into it. There was a photo booth, photos uploading, tweets filtered, 1 million screens, a lot of triple heads, and then there's beautiful output. I put this up because it's just incredible how big this project was and how hard it was to manage. We built this whole plywood skyline, and we painted it. We built custom mounts. We put backlighting. The coolest part was actually that the LEDs in the Empire State Building were linked to the actual Empire State Building lights, and they would link up and change on a daily basis. When it was working, but it was working. Worked sometimes. And then to pull this off, I think there was at one point I counted there were 75 people that helped me in some capacity, and 99% of them were ITP. Professors here, students, it was amazing. This was the day that we were up, it was 3 in the morning putting these vinyl letters on the plywood. Balancing this project while working full-time and attending ITP part-time was the largest challenge I have ever taken on. But in the end, it all came together, and the magnitude of this project taught me that I can absolutely do whatever, whenever, and I need a lot of help, and I need to know really smart, awesome people that are willing to help me do it. So then I decided, after speaking with Marina, that I should probably do this again, take this project that was so big that I took all of these really great experiences and knowledge from and build it again. And at first I was like, I don't think so, but then reflecting about it a bit more, I could do project management for a smaller store, and I'd like to work in a less corporate environment, not getting calls from some guy in Sweden with all the rules and regulations of H&M's output. I wanted to do someone local, I wanted to do something small, and I wanted to do something where I wasn't going to be paid at all, so that I would be able to have more freedom into what the output was going to be. So AC Gears is over, as I said, it's on 8th Street. Paul Rothman used to work there. Shout out to Paul. And they specialize in imported Japanese products. And so I just asked Paul if he thought his boss would let me do it, and the guy said sure. So I pitched it to him. I wanted to do something really futuristic. The store is it describes itself as a gadget brand for trend-setting headphones and Japanese toys, and the people that go in are really tech savvy, and I just thought like I could definitely make a display that appeals to ITP people, to myself, lots of bright colors, futuristic, and I wanted to incorporate all of that into this installation as well. So the space is 2 opposing windows, and then each one has a mannequin in it, which I find really interesting because the store doesn't actually sell any clothing items. But it does have these 2 mannequins, and I was like, I gotta get those going, use something about them. And then right in the middle, the address is 69, and I thought that there was definitely something that was being translated through this window. And so I thought, I was trying to approach it from the perspective of being a stage, and I wanted to do these 2 mannequins trapped in their respective windows and unable to actually ever meet each other. Sort of a star-crossed lover scenario. So some inspirations are Pygmalion. It's a Greek myth based on the story of Daedalus, who was a sculptor that created a female form sculpture, and he fell in love with her, and one day he kissed her and she came to life, and everything, was happily ever after. And a more modern day inspiration was Mannequin, which is one of my favorite movies from the 80s, about a mannequin who comes to life every evening when the store closes. The thing about Pygmalion and Mannequin, though, were that first it was a man, but that a person was imbuing life into these still forms. And I was thinking it would be a lot more interesting for this piece to actually have 2, still forms come to life just after dark, just because, they didn't need someone to kiss them or love them or whatever, although they loved each other from afar. So the interaction, because I wanted to create another interactive display, was that people could come by, and if they put their face up to a certain portion of the window, their face would be mapped to the mannequin's head. And Justin Bieber was my first demo, but I thought it would be fun here. So that way people could actually interact, see the cool projections on the mannequins, and then put themselves into this story. And this is what the diagram was that I wanted to create, like in terms of the space and the layout. It'd be 2 projectors. It's pretty simple. Then there'd be a segmented portion of the window that would have a USB camera behind it, and I'd use face detection to get the person's face and then project it onto the mannequin's head. I also thought a lot about lighting and sort of creating a separation between the store window and the actual store. So I printed these large vinyl backdrops, and I wanted to do a lot more lighting for the store window, but I wasn't able to. But I wanted to do some ambient light from the back to give it a more futuristic feel. The technology that went along with this project was Max MSP. But it didn't start that way. It started in processing, and Craig helped me a lot doing it in processing. And then I was like, oh, wait, all these video outputs, how am I going to do that with processing? It's not really great for that. So then we switched over to Max. And I tried to bring processing into Max, and it didn't work. So everything is in Max, and the way that it works is that it uses OpenCV to detect the face and then just swaps out the different videos, and then it's running the body video. And then the actual installation I did last week, and thanks to another ITP person, Techie, he came by and was like, oh, these USB cameras aren't working. You should probably build a box and control the lighting, and so he helped me do that. And it worked a lot better to be able to actually detect people's face any time of day or night and have the camera be in such a position that it would be able to do that, like get the face really quickly. The other thing that I decided to do with this project was build it around a party, because everyone loves parties. So in exchange for letting me, doing his window for him, the store owner said that he would throw me a huge opening party. So I designed a postcard. We got tons of support on Facebook. We got sponsors, and each week he would do giveaways. And I'm all about having a huge party. And he got me into Time Out, and we had a really big party on Friday. People came and interacted with the display and gave me a lot of good feedback, and all in all just had a good old time. So here's a little bit of the display and the party. So, conclusions. From here, I actually have to install the piece fully into the store and automate all the processes involved so that it runs after dark daily. I'm planning on doing that. It'll run until June 30th. Future iterations, I would like to also really develop the story between the mannequins a bit more, and really create a sense of love between them, because I think that could use more work. And I'd like to just keep doing this kind of thing. I really like working with a brand and sort of creating something around that, and keeping it true to the company and also keeping it fun for myself. Yeah. And then thank you so much to everyone who's helped me. Thank you to Red. Thank you to the ITP community. As much as Lucas said, you've changed my life in a way and put it in a direction that I never, ever, ever would have seen coming. But it's been an awesome 3 years for me. And I look forward to hearing the rest of your theses. Thank you. Questions? Comments?